Church day. Woohoo! So here we are. Oh, you can't see them, they're in the bush at the moment. But my beautiful dogs, Alvin and Xena, having a good run. Decided to bring them early today. Well, it's not early, but 8 a.m. So right now the temperature is pretty good. It's not too hot. You can feel it's building up in heat, but if you're in the shade, it actually feels cold. Funny that, eh? I've got a singlet on. I don't really need to prove it, but I've got a singlet under this shirt, which proves that it's got that chilliness still. Anyways, since about 6:30 a.m. I've been wondering what to say for this YouTube channel today. And I want to start with this journey to divinity and knowing thyself is going to be the name of the theme. Okay, it's going to be the theme. And what I've decided, sorry about this cough, I was walking, I obviously haven't spoken for since yesterday when I saw someone. It's the first time I used my voice and I didn't realise. So sorry. I did not realise I'd start coughing as soon as I turned the video on. That's weird. I've been planning this, getting back in action with my YouTube channel since about 6:30 this morning, since about 5:30 this morning, but so after church and after my friend Desi leaves, because my beautiful darling friend Desi, my very long-term friend, I think we've known each other for 20 years now, my beautiful long-term friend who lives about an hour away, has down in Midvale. For those of you who don't live in Perth, Western Australia, it's about an hour's drive from my property, my town, and she lives in an outer suburb of Perth, just down the hill from my home, my country town. So this will be her third Sunday in a row of coming up for church. She loves my church. I do too. I've been going to, so this is a small segue. Don't know why I started with this. Okay, but I am going to do this. My beautiful friend Desiree has come up 3 Sundays in a row. She's very committed. Church, yeah, because I'm going to write after she leaves, that's right. So after we do church and she's spent time with me and she leaves, I'm then going to get on to some urgently, have to make sure the dogs don't knock me over, urgently need to get on some watering of Station 2, which is the front right rose garden, and urgently desire to get onto, obviously there's some really important house rentals I need to get onto. But with this YouTube channel, I came up with all these ideas last night and this morning that I'm going to draw up a plan. There's a time frame. There'll be different names for each. Even though I'm just using a phone, but now I've got YouTube Live, you see. So that's changed everything. I don't have to worry about storage issues. Segue. I've had lots of my because I was taking videos before. Because I didn't have YouTube Live, I lost my ability to take videos because my internal storage got full. That knocked me out. That was good because it put me in a state of hiatus. It put me in a state of, I couldn't take videos. I couldn't give you guys any content to follow. And I started doing a lot of other readings and readings of other YouTube articles, but also readings of the Bible and readings of other books. I've been writing profusely. I've been taking heaps of notes, not journaling, not my own journaling, but study notes. And I've been prepping for when I upgrade my phone to the 5.0 Android that was required to get the YouTube Live up and running. Okay, so I was really comfortable with this time out. Took the pressure off because I didn't want to be rambling and talking about, I wanted to get it more formalised and more professional. I was at that point where I wanted to step it up into the next level. And that was actually making me feel guilty that I was doing so many videos that were just too rambly. Okay, So I saw that internal storage issue as good time out. God give me time out. I also had issues, as some of you may know, of not being able to afford petrol for my vehicle and being very restricted because of that, and also my vehicle becoming unregistered, so I couldn't drive it. That immobilised me. And that really brought me into reflective, quiet study mode. And during that time, my friend stepped up to come to me in Northam and started coming to church with me 3 Sundays in a row. The Bible study groups commenced. I had 4 ladies at my house last Wednesday. So, I did the morning tea and didn't go crazy, just, kept it simple. And that was just fantastic, having beautiful ladies in my home. So my home is starting to really become a home, getting that beautiful energy in there. I'm spending more relaxed, quiet time. I was very restricted with money. So I was unable to buy plaster or paint stripper or the things that I needed to keep going with the renos. So I just was stopped. I was basically stopped. I couldn't do any renovations. I didn't see the point in doing any gardening because until I deal with some fence issues and various things, my dogs have actually destroyed a couple of gardens and killed quite a few of my plants already. They're both quite young, so I just relinquished that, and I thought in the future I'll deal with all that after I've got some areas set up for them for when I'm not home. Then I'll recommence formatting the garden because I actually had done quite a lot of damage. They're both very young. This isn't forever. And I've had a lot of retic issues and a lot of water issues. So I thought so I got sort of immobilised with the gardening, got immobilised with the reno work, got immobilised with my ability to go anywhere, see anyone or do anything. Literally couldn't even take my dogs to the river. Okay, that broke my heart. And I will confess, there actually was a few times when I just took them to the river anyways, just praying to God that I was protected and the police wouldn't pull us over. So I'm got a bit blocked in this spot. So I'll go up around here. Done a couple of segues there, so I've got it back to... So I got immobilised with reno work, gardening work, even the ability to take my dogs for long walks and go along this river. Which, if you remember, beautiful. If you remember, I told you guys all a long time ago that the river walk was my eye of the storm. It was my centre in all the chaos. When everything was just, I couldn't cope with anything. Everything was too much, too hard, emotionally, physically, psychologically. The walks along the river were centering me enough to give me peace. You've got to be careful they don't boof me over. You'll see a video of me getting knocked right over, land on the ground. I was in the middle of doing a video or a YouTube, and they bashed from behind underneath my knee and down to my ankle, so knocked the bottom of my legs over, and I went backwards hard and fast and cracked my new phone. Yeehaw. Had the phone for less than a week. Lord. But it's a real fine line crack, and I'm like, but that was full on, man. They actually made me hit that I got hurt. Anyways, point of the story is, in all of this immobilisation of money issues, transportation issues, creativity blocking issues, because I literally couldn't move on with what I was doing in the house because I literally needed stuff that costed money. So, I just saw it all as a blessing from God. Boof. Be still, be quiet, rest. Did a huge amount of study, and in that process I've been dealing with a lot of health issues, which I'll do as my next segue because that's part of the journey to divinity and knowing thyself. I'm going to be breaking this up into so many chapters, guys, peoples, darling ones, soul tribe, 369 Soul Tribe. I I seriously broke everything up into groups to analyse it separately. My church has paid for a counsellor. She's a Christian trauma-informed counsellor, and she's been teaching me about the sympathetic nervous system, the vagus nerve, and about we're doing a lot of this thing called tapping, effective electronic frequency technique to reset and recalibrate my nervous system, because the trauma in my body has created certain, impulses, reactions, responses, and to get into the present, which I know about mindfulness. I've studied that for myself, so I already knew about the 5 senses, but now I'm learning more about breaking up the actual electronic circuitry that does the flight, fright, fight, fawn. There's 5 or 6 of them now. Fright, flight, fawn. That means drop dead. And a couple of others, I can't remember what they are. But anyways, the issue is, she's amazing. She's normally $150 an hour. The church had funding for $300, which was 2 sessions with this lady. She decided she didn't want me slipping through the cracks, because she can see that I've not been looked after the way I need to. I've only divulged some of my traumas to her, and already she was crying already. She says, I know you've only told me this much, and there's so much more there. I would love to be able to get to that in the future. If possible, this is a long journey. You and I have a long journey together. I said, but how is that to be? How am I supposed to be able to afford you? I can really tell she listens, she cares, she's authentic, she's really clever, she's wise, she's compassionate, and she's godly. So she's renegotiated with the church to get some more funding, and she's negotiated $100 for 2 hours. I get 2 hours, the church pays $100, and she says if you can pay 50, they pay 50. It's going to go longer. So everyone's trying to come up with solutions, but there will come a time, if I'm going to keep on going with her, I've got to work it out. But God provides, you see. So I've been doing amazing work with this counselling lady. Her name's Rachel. I've been doing amazing work. I've finally got a good doctor in Northern. Finally. I think it's the first good doctor I've ever had in my whole life, really. We did a heap of blood tests the other day. She listens to me when I said I'm premenopausal and I want to get on top of it. I want to work out what's going on. There's something not right with my body. Let's work out all the medical, scientific stuff, and then we'll work out the esoteric stuff. She takes it seriously, and this is how simple it is. And last night I was at this dinner party, right? Some ladies, and I told them what it is you need to do with your blood test. And you got to get your blood tests done on your second day 2 of your period. And that blood test will show up all the hormones that are required to show where you're at with your period, your hormones around the menstrual. Zena, gentle. So she wrote down, with my blood test, she wrote down all these things to be, sorry, I just nearly tripped on some sand. There was a few extra things she added to my blood test, and then she said to go day 2 of my period and fasting. Right, that's all I had to do. No doctor's ever said that to me before. That's what I did. And then on Friday, we got the blood results, and my thyroid is my autoimmune system is attacking itself. My thyroid, I've been asking doctors for years to check my thyroid. Fucking years. I reckon at least 6 years I've been saying, check my thyroid. It's not covered under the normal blood government thing. Oh, bullshit. This lady got it done like that. Guys, don't accept no for an answer. It's fucking awful what this fucking medical profession does. I'm sorry, I shouldn't swear. I'm not allowed to swear on Facebook, YouTube. Sorry. It's awful that they do that to us. Awful. When we know there's something wrong with us, and it's a simple blood test, and it exists. The support is actually out there. The medical profession, the mental health profession, there's a lot of people out there that don't do the right thing. Hey, I don't know why. But anyways, peoples, I have a doctor now who genuinely cares about me as a human being. I am important to her. I'm attracting people in my life that see my worth because I know I'm worthy, right? I am worthy. I'm worthy of support. I'm worthy of love. So are you. Get it. Get the support services. So anyways, we got these blood tests done and they show that she listed it in a bit detail, but basically my thyroid, I can't remember if it's under or over, but I've been prescribed this medication which I'm picking up today after church. And yeah, at the moment my thyroid is setting off this thing within my body that's attacking itself. So my body's attacking itself, and my iron is so low that I need a blood infusion, and that's $110. And I'm just like, wow, why isn't something like that under Medicare? It's so important. And yesterday I was so badly impacted. My blood iron levels are so low and so bad that I really shouldn't even leave my home because I can faint really quickly. And yesterday I was out and about and I did collapse and faint, and it took me hours before I was able to move properly. And during that time I was vomiting and I was in public. So I was completely dizzy, couldn't stabilise myself, and I was so dizzy and so nauseous that I kept vomiting, and I was in public. It was horrible. But I had a lot of people help me out, and it was a very amazing experience in I was in a very vulnerable situation. I couldn't stand up on my own. I couldn't stop vomiting because I was so dizzy. I was trying not to cry from the exasperation and sadness and frustration of it all. And then every time someone said to me, are you okay? I was able to say, low iron. I need a blood infusion, an iron infusion, because I'd gotten that information on Friday. So then they'll go, I said, I've got vertigo and I'm low in iron. So you give them those two answers. They go, oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord you're not dying. So it was really amazing to have that information. But what I found sad was, why is the system not able to give me that iron infusion on Friday? Medicare covered. Like, why couldn't I have given that? You know, why wasn't I able to? Because my doctor knows how much I need it. She's basically said, it's why I'm dizzy all the time. She said, I'm dizzy all the time because of premenopausal, definitely premenopausal, that's been confirmed. Thyroid's attacking itself, thyroid's attacking my throat, and beautiful eagle, some sort of big bird up ahead. I'm not sure how far we've been walking. I've got to turn back. Come on. We've been walking for a fair while. I didn't turn the YouTube on until we'd been walking for a fair while. My friend's going to be turning up about 9 a.m. for us to go to church. So I could walk for hours. This is a beautiful, beautiful walk. Just goes on. This is the river. I've told you this so many times, but this is all underwater to about the top of that tree. And right now it's this beautiful riverbank. And what I realised is doing it in the morning is actually good because one, the sand's not hot. In the afternoon when you're walking barefoot again, guys, I love walking barefoot. Yeah, well, it's just nice on the sand. Like, I don't know if you can see my foot. It's just really nice being able to put your feet in the sand. It's called earthing and grounding. It's really good. There's all these electromagnetics that come. And my counsellor even said that. She said walking barefoot, you get the electromagnetics up from the earth and it comes into your body and stabilises yourself. It's actually scientific. Good counsellors will say walk barefoot. It's a very powerful process, guys. People, soul tribe. But yeah, the thyroid issue, the low iron, really low iron, not just low iron, but fucking low. Sorry, I did it again 2 times. Please pray for me not to swear on YouTube because they actually, you get knocked off. You actually can't do your channel if you swear. So I have to, also, I don't even know why I do it. It just happens sometimes. I don't actually like it. I actually think it's a bit uncouth. It just comes out sometimes. So, yeah, the low iron, super low iron, like drastically low, like my life. My health is severely impacted by how low my iron is. Thyroid is so out, I'm attacking myself. And the premenopausal hormone imbalance. So those three things, heat sets off dizziness for. So I learnt that on Friday. That's why my vertigo's been really out of control in this heat. Yeah, anyways, I had a major attack yesterday. Major attack. And it's really scary when you're unbalanced, you can't move and you're vomiting and you're in public. Like, it's a really not a good space. Made me go. But, you know, it's just amazing how much support and kindness and love and consideration I got from complete strangers. And I accepted it because I needed it. And that I realise, I'm not saying God's given me these things to teach me how to accept help. But this divine journey, peoples, like, I'm serious. Like, I see everything now, everything that happens, I see it as God helping me. I don't see, initially when my vertigo attack happened yesterday, I thought, oh, I'm being attacked by another Satan attack. I went, no, this is not Satan. Satan's got no hold over me anymore. I'm not under attack by Satan. Okay, this is God allowing an experience to teach me something that I need to really get embodied. I've got to embody my worthiness, that I deserve support. See, I have to embody that I'm worthy. As I'm sure you do too. I'm sure hundreds of you watching this must learn. Not just know you're worthy, not just say I'm worthy, embody it. Feel it in every cell of your being. We are worthy. We are worthy of support. We are worthy of love. We are worthy of safety. We are worthy of abundance. Okay, that's my journey to divinity. That's knowing myself. So what's happening for me is I've transferred my viewpoint. I watch this, right? When he does this, you go, you're ready. He's going to start pummeling. He's going to come down. Yeah, right, yeah, whoa. And then it gets her. It's a bit scary. You have to make sure you're not in the way. Where are they? Oh, up the hill. Oh, okay, I'll turn around. I'll show you. I've got to make sure I don't accidentally. Here we go. Didn't want to delete. Watch this. Pummel down. Run. Now he's going to go up, 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 up. She's getting big enough that she can slowly catch up, but not. And then he's up the top there again. Come down. Pummel. And up the hill. Right around, and she did it that time. Up, up, up. She only does it a few times because she's still pretty little. She's getting bigger though. She's getting bigger, and they're getting more matched. Woohoo! Yeah. And that's another topic I want to get onto. But anyways, knowing thyself, journey to divinity. Okay, this is what's going to be. So as of today, I'm going to be doing daily YouTube channels. I'm going to find the time that I think is the most suitable. So it's going to be either 6:36 a.m. or 6:36 p.m. or 9:36 a.m. or p.m. I've been playing around with numbers. So I have OCD, right? And I'm definitely autistic. I'm definitely got autism. These are all just labels, guys. These are all just labels. So definitely OCD. And definitely got ADHD, all that sort of stuff. You know, all those stupid labels. Basically, it's all trauma. The autism traits, I don't think are trauma. I think my mother has definitely got something. My grandmother definitely had something. And all untested. My mother's been tested for something, but she knows it got tested wrong. I've never been tested. They don't even test adults anymore. There's a 4 to 6 year waiting list for children, for babies, for toddlers. and so people who need NDIS funding for their children aren't getting it because it's such a long waiting list. So people, adults, so we're like 10 years down the track. So I know, because I've studied autism, I'm a support worker and I did a lot of work around autism, palliative care, dementia, Also, many years ago, a friend of mine who has an autistic child, another friend of mine who knows autism really well, worked with the autism mother, all said to me that they thought that my then on and off partner, who's now my husband, was autistic or on the Asperger's syndrome. So Asperger's. So basically, when they said that to me, I went, really? I said, yep. And so when I learnt that, I even studied it harder because I had to learn communication techniques with him. I was learning what to accept, what to let go, what to put up with, blah, blah. And I realised in hindsight that I let him get away with too many things that I shouldn't have, and I let bad habits get instilled as part of our dynamic because I was allowing Lee with that. Well done for not bashing into me. Yeah. So basically, I let him get away with bad behaviours that now I realise are just trauma issues, not necessarily autism issues. But yeah, I let him get away with a lot of bad stuff. Well, I let a lot of dysfunctional dynamics become a habit and become part of our way of being because I was told he was autistic. But in that process of learning about that, I started seeing sort of things in me that I thought made sense. And also, my friend with the autistic son, she says to me, well, Desiree's her name, she said to me that she thinks she could even be autistic. So, I mean, I think a lot of us have autism in us. I think we've got a lot of different elements of it. I'm not sure what sets it off. There's a lot of different theories out there. A lot of people say sugar sets it off. I know that I grew up on a high sugar diet when I was little. My mum's a bit of a sugar fiend. So I know growing up that we were fed a lot of high sugar foods. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if, and in my aged care, individual support and disability support training, we're taught to look at someone's diet, and high sugar content in anyone's diet is always a big thing to look at and address because sugar actually is a poison, and it's the biggest killer of all. Bigger than salt, way higher than tobacco, way higher than all those illegal things that everyone thinks are so dangerous. Sugar is the most dangerous poison of all. It's out there, guys. Science is out there, but the food department, FDA, had from 1940s onwards banned the information from coming out. Dr. Robert Lustig, Lustig, The Bitter Truth. He wrote a book called The Bitter Truth. Dr. Robert Lustig. So and there's heaps of other people that are giving information out there too about how dangerous sugar is. So anyways, I think a lot of us have autism because we had a high sugar content diet growing up. I think that's one thing that we can all say is a possibility, a common dynamic. But anyways, back to the journey of self-discovery and knowing thyself and health. Sorry, I've got to look at this. Got a bit of an obstacle course going on here. It's a bit high there and a bit slippery. There's a really sharp old tree root there. It's very beautiful. I'll show it to you. See? Isn't that beautiful? That was once a tree. Oh, this... I might just go backwards, actually, to tell you the truth. I was a bit blocked, actually, to tell you the truth. See? Blocked there. Anyways, Dr. Robert Lustig, sugar, autism, patterns, dynamics, communication. Really went down a segue then. Chapters, divinity. So the divine journey of self, and learning about thyself, learning about the health, and learning about health, our own health, our physical body health, our mental health, our dynamics with. Sorry, they're doing circles around me. Gentle. They get a bit raucous sometimes. Here, I'll show you. I have to be careful because if they get me, they knock me over. How do I get onto that topic? So basically, gentle. So I'm right at a cliff edge here, and she went right behind me, and she nearly knocked. Very likely, I would have face planted, man, face planted. From like a metre up high, that would have been. And now look at this. Woohoo! Yeah, another riverbed. Look, this is just a gorge of water up to the top of that tree. The water is in winter, and the water here stays until midsummer, early summer. We're very lucky. Like this is full of water up until early summer. I don't know how I got onto the topic of autism and sugar, but anyways, the time, OCD, I remember. Yeah, woo, well done, Nadina. So I believe I have autism on some level. Okay, I've been affirmed that I've definitely got OCD, and someone else, another counsellor, reckons I've definitely got ADHD because I need to move a lot. I can't just be lazy. I find being lazy really hard. But the interesting thing is that's what I've been doing, guys. Well, look at that big grass seed. Come here. Come here. Sit. 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 Look at this. Look at that big bloody... Look at that big grass seed. Good Lord. These things are so dangerous. Oh, she's got them everywhere. All right, come on. Uh-oh. Yeah, they're dangerous. They get in. What I'm trying to say to you guys is that a lot of us have labels, a lot of us have afflictions. Yeah, you know, some of us, they're not labelled medically, so you wouldn't be able to claim disability or get medication, all that sort of stuff, you know. But the point is, we're all just unique. We're all different. We're all different gamut of whatever. A lot of it comes from trauma. That's right. Remember, a lot of our issues come from trauma. Most of us have had trauma. A trauma for a child could be as simple as they went to the show with their parents. Best childhood in the world ever. They go to the show and they really wanted strawberry ice cream. Gentle! Gentle! Oh, he just clawed my foot. Can you please be gentle, Alvin? Ow, I've just got clawed by his big feet. They get really raucous sometimes and they're not mindful enough that I'm not as robust as them at all. At all. Oh, that really hurt. I've got to cut my foot from his claw. Ouch. Oh, that really hurts. Bloody hell. I might have to bring a medical kit with me. If I could just put some betadine on that straight away, it would take away some of the pain. Anyways, the point of the story is when we look at all these different aspects of ourselves and we be gentle with ourselves and we forgive ourselves. Oh, they're back to the strawberry ice cream thing. So the child really wanted a strawberry ice cream. They go to the ice cream. They're all lining up. And then they get to the bloody, sorry for swearing again, they get to the, you know, the caravan that's selling ice cream. And ice cream, the strawberries run out. There's 30 other flavours and they're all amazing. But that child really wants strawberry ice cream, and then that becomes a traumatic memory for them. They don't remember the show, they don't remember they had a good childhood. I just remember that they didn't get the strawberry ice cream. So that is how easy trauma, that's actually how easy trauma is to happen, guys, people, soul tribe. It's that simple. It's actually that simple. Trust me. Oh, Zena. In the beginning of our walk, right, she just runs and she's fine. On the way back, when she's getting tired, she keeps bushing into the back of my leg. It's really rude because it's actually dangerous. But I've noticed she always does it on our way back, not on our way there. I think it's something to do with her being tired. Anyways, learning about yourself, you learn about your mental health, your physical health, your psychological health. It's a really amazing journey. And then for me, I'm now seeing everything that happens as God helping me move towards finding my true self away from all the stories. That's why I'm really glad I've got. But God's providing fantastic medical providers now, like mental health and medical and mental health providers. So God's providing the perfect people to get on top of my physical health, because I believe I'm stepped up in my self-worth enough to insist on it, to make it happen. Like this doctor that I have now, I interviewed her the very first time I met her. I said, I need a doctor that listens with their heart and their soul. I've been slipping through the cracks. I said, I'm opening up to you. I'm not telling you anything about me until I know that you actually care about me as a human being. So that's actually what I said to her the first day, my first appointment with her. Boom. Where's your integrity as a doctor? And she, ow, I'm just trying on a sharp thing. Ow. That's one of the things that happens when you walk barefoot. But it's pretty rare. It's only one thing cut me in a 1 hour walk. Anyways, the point of the story is my self-worth was high enough that I created a good doctor. Same with the counsellor. I went to my church. I'm looking for a Christian counsellor. I said, no more counsellors that don't do the right thing. Sick of it. It's got to be a counsellor that's honourable. So my self-worth has stepped up, you see. So I'm attracting these people of worth because I know I'm a person of worth. So, now there's a bug crawling up my leg. Sorry, everyone. So that's one of the reasons why things are really working for me, because my self-love and my self-worth is really stepping up. So the journey to divinity and knowing thyself, the more we know ourselves, the more we self-reflect in pure authenticity. This means allying with the shadow. Now, I've been doing shadow work for a really long time, like a really long time, because I've had a lot of trauma to work through, okay, a lot. So, and I kept thinking that I was doing so good and I was on top of it and I was over and done with, and then another layer would happen, another layer, it's a spiral. It's not linear, it's a spiral. And I just learnt the other day in some of my research that the top of the spiral is really big, and that's where most people stay, right? So that top layer, it's a really big cycle, right? And they might hit their trauma point authentically maybe once a year at Christmas time, for example. The rest of the time they're in denial. But the more you spiral in, the smaller the spiral gets, which means you keep hitting the trauma points. It becomes more intense, more concentrated. And then when you hit the pinpoint, poof, then you've got the trauma, poof, then you heal it. Gone. And then there's another trauma spiral to work through. Okay, so trauma spirals, when you've dedicated to it, you can get from the top of the trauma to the pinpoint of the trauma. I don't know how quickly, but the more intentful we are about dealing with the trauma, boom, dealt with, gone. Yeehaw! But it's about acknowledging. It's about feeling those deep depths of anguish, pain, fear, fury, despondency, inadequacy, foolishness, stupidity, resentments, loss. Go into the depths of all those feelings, right? Yeah, she's really tired. See how she's right next to me now? She's tired. But gentle Alvin. So this is when she gets hurt, because he's still got heaps of energy and she's now tired, but she's 6 months old. Won't be long. I'm actually walking on rocks now, see? A bit sore on my feet. If you wondering why I'm walking so weird, there was rocks there underneath, but now this is sand. This is nice. Anyways, The spiral, the shadow work is imperative part of knowing yourself. You've got to go there. You've got to do the shadow work. I've got this beautiful friend who follows my YouTube. I have to ask her permission. My beautiful friend Desiree is happy with me using her name. She's told me that. She actually wants to do an interview with me. Like, she wants to come onto my YouTube. And another friend of mine, Brad, he's also happy for me to use his name and come on YouTube. But my other friend, I have to ask her if she's okay about me using her name. But anyways, she rings me up and asks me, for years she's been doing this, advice on how to deal with this and this and this. And I've been giving it to her, but from a different filter, she's been hearing it. But she's getting closer and closer and closer to getting to the true nitty-gritty of it. But I've only been able to really be more assertive by helping her push through the nitty-gritty of it, because I'm getting more confirmed and affirmed that my voice is a godly voice. I'm getting confident that what it is that I'm sharing is what God wants and needs me to share. And it's actually one of the reasons why my life has been so riddled with abuse, you see. Riddled with abuse, but not just riddled with abuse. And by riddled, people's like, now we're talking about cult RAPE, because I'm not sure. So, yeah, satanical, ritualistic child, SEXUAL, ABUSE. I don't know the laws around YouTube, what you can say around that. But mine involve, water, implements, being surrounded by people in black cloaks, head underwater, torture happening to both opened up bits as my head was underwater, and the top part of me, the bottom part of me was exposed to the top. My head was underwater to block out the screams. That's just one incident, one memory. But just, and there's hundreds of us out there, guys. This systematic, ritualised, satanic abuse, it's rife, okay? It's rife. It's rife. And, ow, another sharp thing. Ow. And, yeah, but that's another story for another time, all of that. But I'm just saying that the depths of, and it wasn't just that, I attracted the person who I, blah, blah. I'll go into that another time. I've got to really read up the terms and conditions of YouTube Live. It's actually quite extensive, the conditions that you're under once you do YouTube Lives. It's a contract that you sign, and I skimmed it, got the gist of it, and agreed to it. But I need to read every single word and write it down, just so I remember, because I don't want to get blocked. I don't want to lose my privileges. But yeah, I'll write them down too, and we'll do it in chapters, and we'll do it consequentially, and we'll do it in a respectful manner, in a way where we can do homework and work together. And I really want people to start telling me what they want us to work on. One thing I will tell you guys is that, Soul Tribe, is that not only am I halfway through my uni degree, I didn't finish, I may or may not finish, but I'm halfway through my uni degree, which was writing and psychology, and then I changed it to writing and counselling, because psychology is too maths-based and dry, and it's all these units on RStudio data storage, and whereas counselling is more person. Anyway, blah. And then I've done, my individual support work training, really focusing on dementia, palliative care, and autism, and de-escalation techniques, being trauma-informed, blah, 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 blah. And I've recommenced study into community services, which is really focusing on more upping my knowledge on being trauma-informed. But yeah, and I've got, I'll go into that story in the future. Yeah, I think Desi's I think my darling friend's arrived. Has she arrived? No, I thought there might be a text message from her, but not yet. I've done a lot of research and study for myself, okay? Because my first son is a self-professed functioning sociopath, and his biological dude was a oi, come on, we're near a farm. He's now on the convicted pedophile list, and he's the one that broke my jaw, knocked my teeth out, broke my jaw, and made me deaf in my left ear, and abducted my firstborn and mutilated the little darlings, reproductive area, blah blah. Insane monster, exactly replica of my father in every way. And that's a big trauma as a mama bear, to bring children to the world and they have to experience all of that type of stuff. It's just a double whammy. It's a double blow. So you experience it, and then your kids experience it. There's nothing worse than being part of that process of bringing children into the world, choosing the wrong people to have around them, and all that horrifying stuff that happened to those poor darlings, and the ongoing consequences of that, you see. So that's part of my pain and my trauma, of course. How could it not be? The list goes on and on and on and on. So much there for me. It's been like a constant learning process, and I'm at the point now realising, look, for a very long time I've seen every dynamic that's ever happened in my life since I was about 28 or 26 or something. I've seen everything, probably, 28, about 20, that's right, about 28, definitely around my early 30s. Could see everything happening as a lesson. So everything that was happening in my life, I knew that was for a reason, to teach me something. And I was always looking for what it was that I'm supposed to be learning. It didn't matter how horrifying the situation was, right? I was always looking for the reason. And I still do. I've just got that as a habit. And I think that's been one of my saving graces. So it's helped me with the journey, because I've really journeyed through it, journeyed deep into the shadow work, done years and years and years of shadow work. Really thought that I was quite on top of it all, and then more shadow work comes up. And initially I was like, what? I thought it was dealt with, gone. And then I've come to realise, wow, the blessings, coming up to know them, and all these experiences that have been happening since I came up to what was supposed to be my dream life with the love of my life, my beautiful husband, the love of my life. Here we are, married, co-sharing a house together that we both co-own, creating this whole new life. And then it went bloop, pear-shaped, so quick, so fast. And that shattered me to the very core of my being, because I literally thought coming up here was it. Now my life's at peace. Now everything's just going to work beautifully. But actually the opposite happened. Everything went horrifically, it seemed like nothing made sense, all right? Nothing made sense. It was so bad in so many ways. And now I've come to realise it was actually God's plan all along, because all it's done is push both me and my beautiful husband to such depths of healing, to really find ourselves and see ourselves, to get to the place of truly self-loving our own selves, because his and my love for each other is so true. We're destined to be together, okay? I know that. God's told me that too many times. So we are destined to be, and I've got people trying to tell me I'm a fool for this, because it can look like it's an abusive relationship on some levels, like there's psychological abuse, elements of physical abuse, but the predominant abuse is psychological abuse. Psychological abuse is one of the hardest forms of abuse to heal, because it's quite intangible. It's sort of hard to grasp and understand and conceptualize at times. It can take a while. In fact, for me, it was actually the Northern Police that let me know that it was a psychologically abusive relationship. It was them, really, that made it black and white clear to me. And I was like, wow, okay. And what's my part in it? How do I allow it? how did I get here? How did I, and then the journey's gone further. Like, how could the other do this? Where are they coming from? Da la la la. And from a place of such deep compassion, love, I've gotten so much awareness of why and how he and I have both been doing to ourselves and each other what's been happening. And I keep it to myself, except for my YouTube channel. I pretty much keep it to myself because most people call me a fool for having compassion for this man, for the things that he's outwardly done. You know what I mean? But I see beyond the actions. It's like with my first son. Like he was it's been I'll do a whole chapter on my dynamic with my son at one point. And all I ever did was keep loving and having compassion for him, right? Believing that love prevails. Love prevails. Love will heal all. Just always believe that love will heal all. And I've just got this huge capacity to really love and to forgive. And then I've had people say that that's my weakness, that I forgive too easy, I'm too compassionate, I'm too kind, I'm too this, I'm too that. And I spoke to my counsellor about it on Tuesday. I said, I don't want to lose this magical, trusting. I don't want to lose my magical, trusting side that too many people call as me being gullible or perpetually allowing abusive dynamics and people into my life. Well, no. In God's grace, I'm protected. In God's grace, I shall remain trusting, compassionate, loving, forgiving, kind. I'll keep doing God's work. I'll keep being an angel of love. I've got God's protection, and I've learnt some skills of how to really ensure how to put good boundaries in place. Now she's doing a little zoomies. I think she likes it here because she knows the car's just here, right? And so I think what's happened is she goes, oh, we're about to go. So now I can safely go crazy because I know I don't have to do any more walking. The car's just there. That's what I reckon she's doing. Woohoo! She's tired. She's puffing away. But she knows we're about to get in the car. Anyways, I need to get going because I've got to get home and get... I love it. I love it, little zoomies. And Alvin's all tuck it out, little dude. Alvin's all tuck it out. And Zena's going to run down a second. Woohoo! Yeah! She's doing her zooms. Woohoo! Anyways, guys, I'm going to set up a set time, which is 36, 636, 639, 936, or in the morning or in the afternoon. I'm not sure whether it's going to be morning or afternoon. I've got a feeling mornings I think are going to be better. I'm going to do it every single morning. I'm going to be writing up a chapter of everything, and I'll even get a bit of I've actually been doing a lot of writing this last 3 weeks or something. So the last few weeks that I haven't been doing posting up my videos. I actually do have some videos to post that are just sitting on my storage of my other phone, and I've got to go through them and decide if I am going to post them or not. I'm actually also thinking of taking some of my videos down that I've already put up. I'm not sure. I want to go through and refine it. I think it's a bit of a hard thing because they're like babies. It's like if I weed it out and it's gone, I delete it. Will I regret that? You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a bit challenging. So here we go. It's a bit challenging, guys. I don't know whether just to leave it up there and trust that everything I put up at the time that kept me alive, that was really powerful for me. Was it powerful for you? Like one of my videos has gotten 4,000 likes. Like obviously not likes, views. Other ones have got 400, 500 views. Like they're, isn't that beautiful? Look, they're pretty raw. Some of those videos are pretty raw. And in the beginning, I was using names too many times, and but those first ones were my Facebook lives, and then I uploaded them to YouTube, and then YouTube wouldn't let me upload Facebook lives anymore. I don't know why that is. And then I was just doing the videos, and they ran out of internal storage. The videos were great because I would do the video and then decide if I wanted to post it or not. So I really liked that. And what YouTube Live does is it gives me, I do the YouTube Live and it's live, but then it sets it to private straight away. And then I like that because then it gives me the choice of deciding whether I want to make it public or not, which I think is good. So I've got a plan. I'm going to get in action now. I've been doing a lot of study. I've been doing a lot of thinking, reflecting. Got immobilised. I think the immobilisation was important. I think it was important. It's really cool. Alvin just looked up to see if I was ready to go. Beautiful, beautiful boy. Look at this. He you can't see it now, but he's rubbing now. But just before he looked at me twice. Ow! Another sharp thing. He looked at me twice to see if it was time to go, and it actually is. So I'm not late for church. All right. Love you, guys. Love you, my beautiful soul tribe. I'm going to be calling you my 369 soul tribe from now on. I've got to get a catchphrase, and I'm going to become really professional. I'm getting there. I'm getting close. I've done a lot of learning this last few weeks. Being immobilised with money and transportation and health, these things, to go in trust, in full surrender to, this is God's plan for me. This is actually for me. God's doing this for me to slow me down, to slow me right down. That's what has been happening. Zena. I slowed right down in grace, in trust, and I've been rewarded. We'll talk about the rewards later. I'm being rewarded left, right. He's got the sand all over his nose. It's so cute. I've been so rewarded, people, and life's so beautiful. I'm really getting to know myself. I've gone deeper into my shadow, but now I'm stepping up into my high vibration. Really stepping up into my self-worth, like way above my head. It's really cute. It's beautiful, okay? And all is well. Anyways, have a wonderful Sunday. I'll speak to you guys either like your lovely soul tribe either later tonight or tomorrow morning, okay? Keep well. I've got to work out how to turn this off. Okay, love you. Bye. See you soon. Bye. Trying to learn this new phone. Oh. Okay. All right, guys, we're going.